Hi, Tommy Singh here. You may remember me from such videos as how to service your 79 series and how to install a Connect 4x4 armrest. In this video, we're going to install these DCS batteries. Now, these ones are pretty cool. They have a built-in solar charger with them. The BMS as well lets you get away with not having a DC charger. They charge directly straight from the alternator. Anyway, let's get in and give it a crack. Alright, so obviously the first bit will be to remove these batteries and remove all the terminals. So I'll do that now. Now some of this wiring I'm going to have to remove as well. That's due because of the BCDC charger I've got there. Batteries are out. I'm just going to give all this area a bit of a clean up because it's dusty dirt, mud. As you can see, the BC charger's out, the red one. That was a bit of a pain in the ass pulling that out again. We'll probably give all this a bit of a clean up as well. I'll do all that off camera. Batteries are in. There's a little bit of piss farting around. There's a couple of things you have to do. There is a negative wire near the front. You do have to cut the end off and crimp another piece on and bring it just so you got enough length to bring it down to the negative. There is 3 of these little clips. What I've found is to actually disconnect them, so you split them open use a screwdriver to split them open, and with those I rerouted my power cable behind the intercooler to bring it up, and that gives me the length for the positive to go here. The negative should fit just perfectly anyway. Another thing that doesn't come in the kit is you need a couple of 0 gauge wire, and that's just to link the batteries together. I've done these off camera, didn't want to bore you guys. That's not too bad there, it's not originally how I wanted it. If you're wondering the reason why the terminals are here on this battery and they're back here on this one, it's so it gives you more access to the solar, so you can leave that plugged in while you're driving. It's all in. There's a special little thing, it's a little MIDI fuse holder that goes over the top. So the next plan is to run 2 wires to here. I'm going to leave the fuses out because the other ends bare at the moment, so they're not where they should be. I don't want any blown fuses and for to arc. So that's the job now. It's this is probably as neat as I'm going to get it, unfortunately, but it's still decent. I haven't done up everything tight yet. The solar plug is just down here, so I can just unscrew it and plug it in. At the moment I am still waiting on that because unfortunately that was meant to be in the kit but didn't come. I was forgotten. But it is coming, that's the main thing. So when that's on, when I get that, I'll show you what I'm going to do there. I actually did get a little bit of length out of my winch, so that is connected. I'm still going to do an isolation switch here, so that's a future thing. I can work a little bit more on cleaning it up from there. Alright, so there's my big cable. I've got one for the canopy and one for the back of the car, so I'm going to sort that out and I'll come back to you in a minute. Alright, so it's the day after. I ran into a couple of problems with closing down the bonnet. I had the negative going around this way and it was knocking on my strut, so stopping my bonnet from closing, so I rerouted that around the side. I did end up using 2 gauge wire, so originally I was going to use 0, but 2 gauge is the minimal standard for it. I've also got access to my solar plug here, which you'll see me install that later on. I'll do a video on that separately. I've got this cool little MIDI fuse holder. Purchased this off eBay. It does kind of give it a little bit of a rattle from side to side, but I'll end up putting a little bit of wood down there and that should sort that out. Might even opt out and see if DCS has a battery plate to go underneath that. And also when I purchased that, I put a bit of rubber underneath there to stop the nuts and bolts from rubbing into the lithium battery. What other problems have I occurred? I did have to buy 2 new longer securing rods for the battery on the ARB battery bracket. Over here, that just gets it on there, and there's a little bit of a gap down here. During install, you would have seen that I end up crimping the negative wire because I couldn't get it to reach over here. I think it was. Yes, over here. Yep. Yes, over here. I did find out later on that I could have just put it against the body and that would have been fine. But you live and learn. I'm not really too happy about that. I didn't cut too much off it at least. So the only other thing I've got to do is put the MIDI fuse in here and then program the Victron vehicle smart battery disconnect. So I'll do that now. All that I have to do is also program the batteries, which can be done via Bluetooth on the Victron app. So I'll do that now. It's time to set up the Victron Smart Disconnect. As you can see how I've got it wired up at the moment, I've got 2 going on the out. So this side here on this switch, on this fuse panel, is my stuff that I had already connected with the old system on my start battery. So that's spotlights and stuff like that. And then this one over here, this is all my auxiliary stuff. So now it's time to program it correctly for the DCS batteries, which we'll go do that now. So for that you need to actually download the Victron Connect app. So this is all done through Bluetooth. And the battery protects just here. We'll just connect to that. Which is already connected. And then from there we want to go up to this little toggle switch. So we do that. For your preset, we want to go to user defined, and then our shutdown, we need to change that to 12.8. And our reset at 13. There we go, so that's all connected and save. Alright, so it's been about 3 months. I've done 2 trips with these DCS batteries underneath the hood. They worked absolutely amazing. I didn't get a chance to use the winch on those trips. They were a little bit more tamer than normal. One of those trips I was pretty much parked up most of the time, only taking the car out for about a 20-minute drive just to grab firewood every day. In the heat, full blaring sun, I had the 11-litre Waco set on freezer because I need a bit of extra freezer space, and camping lights at night were pretty much on for hours. It barely did anything. I think I got down to around about, the most at a time was about 88%. So I still had heaps of charge in there. Alright, so where do you actually get these batteries from? There's a few places you can go. You can go through DCS themselves. I actually went through Stuart at VLOC. If I said that wrong, Stuart, please correct me. Most likely I have. For the 180 amp hour kit, it set me back around about the $3,000 mark. So that gives you the 290 lithium batteries, the solar plug, a couple little terminal things that I didn't end up using, and the Victron Smart Disconnect as well. Obviously all the wiring and all that kind of stuff you have to actually purchase yourself. I definitely would recommend going through Stuart. He is very helpful. He's helped heaps of times in the past with other problems that I've had, and free of charge, no information is just overwhelms me with him. Anyway, we might actually get on to weighing them. I've weighed the solar regulated one originally before I put it in. That came to a total of 12 kilos, which for proof, you can see the picture right here. So my AGM battery is sitting at 31.1 kilos, which is already a lot heavier. It's probably coming almost close to triple the weight of just one single DCS battery. Okay, now it's time for my cranking battery. That comes in at 27.9 kilos, which you also see a picture right here. Okay, so that brings these two boys in at 59 kilos for the pair and 24 kilos for the DCS Lithiums. So that brings it down to 35 kilos weight saving I've achieved. When you think about it, that is monster, considering how much extra power you do actually run with a lithium. You're saving all that extra weight. There's more mods I can put in the car now. Or I might be able to lose a little bit more weight if I lose the stomach. Anyway, all in all, it's a pretty good kit. Recommend that you actually do go out and buy it. It has been tried and tested for years. It is one of the best ones on the market. I'm not going to say that it is. They are the best lithiums on the market because it's more along he saves, she saves. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video and you got something out of it, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers. Alright, so they're finally in. It did take me a little bit longer than expected. I also got rained off, which... Yep. Hi, Tommy Singh here. You may remember me from videos such as how to do your